Okay, bear with me. I don't have like a good way to make videos, okay? But I have primed my eyes. Here, hold your. I primed my eyes with a primer, which I'm testing out a new primer, so I can't really recommend it. But any eye primer is a must. I've used lots of things over the years. I like the MAC one, the paint pot. Yeah, the paint pot. I like that one a lot. I like, what have I tried over the years? You can use concealer. The problem with concealer, I know a lot of people use it. The problem with concealer is that it's made to hydrate and you don't want your eyelids to be hydrated. That's like the kind of problem. So a lot of people who use concealer will set it and then they'll do it, but the point of a primer is for it to stick. So I still do it sometimes. We did it on clients all the time. My boss, when I did bridal, was like a big fan of it. Total preference. I don't care for it. I do it sometimes. Okay, what else? What other primers do I like? I like the MAC one. I like the, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to text you a picture. It doesn't matter. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm kind of rushing. But let me clean my brush. What I'm gonna do, the biggest, fluffiest brush, typically you do light, typically you go light, medium, dark, or dark on like the outer corner. There's different shapes you can do. You can do dark, dark, but still it's usually light, medium, and like in medium in the crease, light on top. So I'm just using this palette. I am not as scared of darkness because once you blend it out, it lightens up a lot. So I'm gonna go in with this shade. You can go in with any of the lighter shades. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm gonna kind of stick to like a little bit darker so that I can blend it out and it almost like is kill two birds with one stone. Also take note, brush size matters. I have a ton of space from here to here, so I can use like a big ass brush and like really like take up space. If you have less eyelid space, you would just go in with a smaller brush. It's still fluffy though. So like, see the difference? It's still a fluffy brush because you're blending. It's still fluffy. You're also dispersing the powder. You're not placing in a small area. So you're kind of dispersing it bigger. So fluffy brushes is better for that. So because I have a fluffy brush, I can go in with a darker color and it won't be as pigmented on my eye because I'm dispersing it. Does that make sense? So like this one, I can go in with this same color with a fluffy brush and use that all over like as my transition is what it's called. And then I can go in with a less fluffy brush and use the same color on my crease as a darker tone because the brush is different. It makes a difference. It makes a big difference. So I'm literally just gonna tap it. I usually just tap it like once or twice. And then I just place it. Place. Maybe a little bit more, but place. And then you tap it out because your primer is sticky. Sorry, I'm not looking at myself and I should. The primer is not, it's sticky, and so you want to place the product where you want it. And then you're gonna tap it to blend. So I don't have a better way to record. You want to tap everywhere because this, you're setting it. I'm setting it everywhere before you swipe, because if you swipe when it's sticky, it will just move the primer and it will move the product and it will get patchy. So you really want to set it, always, 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 in my opinion, tap first. And that's one thing that nobody does. And then when I feel like it is, then I can go in and kind of like blend the outer corners. Gosh, let me cover this really quick. I have a teeny tiny little zit right here. So let me cover that really quick. Because, yeah. I have so many things to say about makeup. I have to like control myself to not like go way off topic. So now I'm kind of setting it. I don't usually go super high up to my eyebrow, but I am not afraid of it getting dark. Oh, lashes, come on. So yeah, I'm gonna blend. So now you get like a nice like kind of gradient. Ignore this lash, it's freaking giving me a hard time. Just this one on the end. I might need to re-glue it on. But you get like a nice gradient. So now, I'll stick to the same eye, kind of show you. I can go in with a more smaller tapered brush with that same color on the end. I'll do this, tap, tap, tap. I'll just hold it. And you can kind of concentrate it a little bit more. Oh, my kids are waking up. You can kind of concentrate it more. It's hard to do this and show you too because of my dang lashes, sorry. I got into flutter habit since moving here. Now I'm on the bandwagon of the flutter habit, but this one on the end, it must be my eye shape because it's every time I do it, it's always giving me such a hard time. Sorry, that's quite a tangent. But place your product where you want it. Because this is already set with the other color, I can go in and kind of blend it. It's easier. You want to be really careful not to over blend. That was a big thing I did when I first started out doing bridal. You blend, 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 and then it's like all your colors are one color. You want that gradient. But if you do over blend, you can always go in and just add a little bit more. Sorry, it like keeps trying to focus on me. So you get like a nice little gradient. Then you can go on if you want to make it darker. I'm a big fan of it being like deeper. I love having a dark outer corner. Anything that's really small, depending on your eyelid shape, you want like a small brush. I'm not afraid, so I'll use this one, but on a lot of clients, I'll use kind of like a pencil brush. So I'm gonna go in with, oh gosh, this one. Oh, is that the baby? So tapping has more control too. So with darker colors, you don't really want to swipe it all. I might like kind of do this type of thing. Since I'm in a hurry, I might just leave it matte, but I'll show you. And then I can go in with that like medium-sized brush and just kind of blend the outsides. You can do this really quickly. Like you can, I feel like eyeshadow is like, oh, it takes forever, I don't have time for it. You can do it really quickly. I mean, I used 2 colors so far, and if you don't want it to be darker, especially with lashes, I like it to be like darker. I also have such a big lid space that I can put black there and it's like not a big deal. I'll almost always still go in with a liner too and make it even darker. But it doesn't take that long. You can do real quick. And then if I was gonna go in with a shimmer, typically, more commonly, I guess I should say, you're putting it from your lid to your inner corner. I just use my finger almost always. I just like pick it up, place it. I'll do this one. But don't get me wrong, if you have a really small lid space and your finger like doesn't fit, see, I just like tap it on. This is like one of those like wet shadows, so it's not gonna be super pigmented, but kind of like blend it in with that black. You could totally take it all the way over if you wanted to. I don't typically. And you just kind of play with it. Typically, you don't bring any shimmers from your crease above. Typically, you don't. But you can. If you want to, you totally can. I'm gonna add a little bit more up higher. Just a little bit. In photo shoots and stuff, when people have like really wet eyes, they'll take them and like in the middle, just like take it up much higher. It just depends on your eyelid and your eye shape. Just what you want to do. Does that make questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, really quick. Let's talk about color theory. Is it gonna turn around? No? Okay, never mind. Let's see how I can do this. Okay, so you can see the warmer tones in this. This is warmer. This is warmer. This is warmer, you know, and then the kind of cooler tones. Pink is almost always cool. You know, this one's kind of warmer too. Yeah, that's warmer too. Ish. This palette, you can go a little bit cooler. This is a very neutral palette. I have so many palettes. I wish I could turn you around. But I shoot for warm because my eyes are blue. My eyes are cool, so if you go the opposite on the color wheel, it will make your eyes stand out more. So if you have brown eyes are fun because you can have cool brown eyes and you can have warm brown eyes. So warm brown eyes, you would want cooler colors. Purples look really good on browns. I can't remember what color your eyes are. I think they're blue, right? So blue eyes, I usually stick to warms. I love like oranges and peaches on my eyes, reds, love it. That's another really neutral. But like you can see, like this is a pretty cool palette. There's like a few warmer pieces. Oh gosh, bear with me. This is one of my favorite palettes when I was like starting out. You got pinks, you got the warmers. These are all kind of cool. But yeah, you want to be careful not to mix warmers, warm and cool. You don't want to mix too much. You can, but it gets really tricky and you have to be really specific with how you do it. So I'll end this video just because I don't want it to be too long, but let me know if you have any questions.